What is the biggest mistake that home buyers make when getting a mortgage? I would have to say that it boils down to a couple of them. The first one that comes to mind would be a simple understanding, and that is that a mortgage is the largest debt that they will have in their life. And once someone truly understands that, they'll understand that it can boil down to tens of thousands of dollars in the future. And some simple strategies can be put into place on that mortgage that will allow them to achieve that down the road. A buy up or a buy down strategy would be a perfect one to consider. Should I buy down my loan? Should I not buy down the loan? And if those questions aren't being asked, and a lot of times they're not, there's huge mistakes being made, tens of thousands of dollars, which those tens of thousands can go towards retirement. Can you imagine having another $50,000 in retirement 20 years down the road? How nice would that be? Can you imagine saving up enough money in your savings, and maybe your strategy is real estate, you're purchasing another property a few years down the road because of the monies you're saving? There's a lot that can be done with making a few adjustments on a mortgage, and I don't think that's being offered enough. It's not being taught enough by people in the financial industry, and I don't think home buyers are researching it out enough. And that's probably the biggest mistake that people are making at this time. I think I would contribute a lot of my success to the ability to put myself into my client's shoes, to be able to treat their loan, their mortgage, just like I would my own. I enjoy spending that time with them to strategize on what type of loan, what strategies they should actually use. Like I've already mentioned, buy up the interest rate, buy down the interest rate. There's some things that can really help them out in the future, and I really enjoy doing that. Okay, I guess you could say that. I have cost the state a lot of money by teaching my first-time home buyers how to get the grants, and frankly getting the grants for them. I don't understand why every loan officer isn't telling their first-time home buyers up front about the grants. It can really only be one of a few reasons. Maybe they don't offer it. The company doesn't offer it. It is higher risk to take a loan with a grant. And that's because of the lack of down payment, or there's very little down on the grant, and that is considered higher risk. Second reason would be the lack of knowledge. Maybe they don't know about the grants, or they don't understand how it works. Maybe the fellow's too busy to try to figure out, hey, how does this grant work with the mortgage and whatnot. They don't want to take the time to do that. The third reason would be, frankly, laziness. I don't want to tell my client because I got to go through all the pain and suffering of underwriting twice, which is the underwriting for the first mortgage and the grant money committee that you have to go through, and it is a lot of extra work to do. Luckily, I know the committees. I've met most of them face to face. I know the front runners. I work with them on almost a day-to-day basis, and it's a really easy process for me. If I was a home buyer and if my loan officer didn't mention a grant up front, I would really consider, why am I using this guy? Does he really have my best interest in mind? Can he accomplish what I want? Some of these grants offer a lot of money, and with the transactions being so large and them having such an impact on people's lives, it's the biggest transaction, I've mentioned this, biggest transaction that you'll ever have. I certainly wouldn't want to trust someone who has never done a grant or really didn't mention it up front, because anybody can scramble at the last minute and try to put one together, but a lot of things can go wrong, and that's a scary position to be in. Yeah, I've been in the business over 15 years now, and you just don't stay in a business like this unless you absolutely love it. So, yeah, I love what I do.